morning everyone, welcome to Rallycross GT. How are you guys doing today? This is round 6 of the Sprint Series. We are in Croatia, the circuit of Dragon Trails Gardens in reverse. My name is Kurt Dunninger, your host for today. It's a very exciting race today for the drivers. As you can see, there's quite a bit of spray coming off the back of Robe's car because it is raining. It is raining pretty bad here in Croatia. Well, today here in Tokyo as well, in RXGT's headquarters. Maybe not as bad as on the track. If you look there in the bottom left of your screen, the water marker is almost 50%. So this promises to be a hell of a race for these guys. We've got a new face here as well. Our friend Staley joining all the way from Australia. He's debuting Rallycross GT. Joining us for the final 2 rounds of the season. I hope he has a lot of fun here, a lot to prove against these fast guys, the fast regulars that we always have here in Rallycross GT. But the most important thing is to have fun. Very nice livery as well. Reminds me a little bit of Braun GP. If anyone remembers Braun GP when Jensen Button became champion. Very similar to this livery. Like it. We also have here our good old friend Evil Malin in P3 at the moment, skidding sideways. A bit of a mission to keep this car on track this much rain. And Oni-chan hailing all the way here from Japan, just across the road-ish from where I live. These are the drivers here at the moment. I've just got a message from Pickles and Vic, who live in completely different parts of the world. Both of them are having problems with their internet service provider. So I'm hoping that they can make it in time for the race. But if not, well, it happens. So we go with those who are here. Let's just jump on the track quickly because I want to see how much rain there is on the radar. Oof, it looks pretty grim actually. Fortunately, the clouds are moving north away from the track. So we've got a little bit of the heavy rain there from those dark blue marks probably at the start of the race, which is why we have 50% water on track. The cloud is going away within the 5 minutes mark, so that's a good thing. That means that the track will dry up as the race progresses. So I think it's not going to be completely dry. There's more rain expected later in the day, but it depends on how the game mechanics work. So well, good luck to the guys. Let's get out of the track again. Punchy joining the lobby now. Our Argentine friend. The only South American in the grid at the moment. Let's just bring the standings here. See who else we are waiting for. I think here for the KTMs we would be waiting for Pickles, who is racing in this category as his main. But Vic usually fills in as well, but both of them struggling with the internet. It would be a shame if they missed. Robe rocking his brand new livery again for the second race. The KSCR stickers in there. Very nice livery, very nice colors. I heard that having a pretty car makes you go faster. I'm not sure if that's completely true, but you know, he seems to be going quite fast here in the rain as he comes for the 4-point left-hander. This is going to be a very, very tricky part of the track for the guys. You can see he's going a little bit too wide into the red bit. You need to be really, really cautious on the throttle so that doesn't happen. In this corner he just did now, right-hander over crest is my nemesis. I hate that corner. I often like completely miss it. In terms of times at the moment, Robake's got 47.7, which is not bad. Staley just got into 49.6, put him 1 second ahead of Oni-chan. Oni-chan with a 50.6, but Robey at the moment dominating in the wet. Madeline just a little bit behind Oni-chan. Then Funchi just got into the track now. So enjoying a little bit more of a drier track. Well, it's still quite wet in the pits. Fortunately, there's no mandatory pit, so they don't have to worry too much about that. Let's see, as he gets into the track, I think, yes, the racing line is drying up already as we reach almost a 10-minute mark. Since we opened the lobby, but that also means 10-minute mark from for the race. So this is looks like the weather we're gonna have during the race. Just 3 more minutes to go. Unfortunately, no sign of Pickles or Vic. It'll be a 5-man race. Really appreciate Staley jumping in here last minute to join our grid. Oh no, track limits infringement for him there. Good thing that track limits in the ring are not the end of the world. You don't have as much traction when you brake, so you don't lose that much speed. He improves his time to 46.8. Okay, well, the track is drying up. The track is getting quicker. Yes, Robey is going 2 seconds, whole 2 seconds quicker as well as the track starts to dry up. Some parts of it are under the first line, so that means that these sports tires should be able to handle that much wetness, moisture, no problem. Let's see Robey's time now. 43, 43.0, so 3 seconds improvement. Now as the track starts to dry up, it's a huge improvement. Oni-chan seems to be struggling here to get under the 50s. He's got the hazard lights there in front of Staley. Staley goes past on the inside. Not quite. Not quite. Oni-chan still fighting back. Madeline puts an amazing time as well, 45.4 now with the drying track. So Madeline showing that he still got it. As the track dries up, we expect drivers to get quicker and quicker. Unfortunately, we cannot see the weather, but we were expecting quite a bit of rain. As Madeline, oh, he was going half a second purple, ends up spinning smoke coming off his car. Disaster for the American driver. Saw that. So just giving the starting soon notification. I'm not getting back to the track. So just got a message from Pickles here. He's saying, no man, no update. That's it's a bit of a shame, because it's one of the crowd favorites and cannot join. Funch saying it is too much like last week. Both dirt and wet condition, worst nightmare. Put traction control, man. Traction control is available. You can use traction control so you don't spin so much. We have to have one wet race at least. We had Fuji, where we had race predicted for the second half of the race, but yeah, the game decided that Nah, no rain, no water for you guys. We had a little bit, but not enough. Robe there, sitting in the outside of the track. The guys seem to all be ready. Madden is approaching slowly as well as he passes Robe. Madden saying that the guys use all their data watching the new king. Perhaps. There was the coronation yesterday, isn't it? Right, let's start with qualification. 5 minutes. Ready to go, qualifying heat 1 for the KTM division. You can hear the rain hitting the cars, hitting the track here as they are in the pits. The rain is increasing, I think, so the rain starts, the track started with under the first mark in terms of water levels, as Staley, the first one out into the track. They need to put their lap times as quickly as they can before the track gets too wet. It will dry up again later on, but we know it's after the 10-minute mark. And Malon with the predictions, he thinks he will finish within the top 5 this race. Let's set up a prediction here on Twitch. Do you think Malon will finish in the top 5 today? Yes or no, guys? Please let us know. Malon, is Malon gonna finish in the top 5 today? Let us know in the comments. That's his own prediction for today. Bunch coming out as well. Traction control 3, no shame at all, mates. The important thing is to keep the car on track, whatever it takes. For those who are also willing to try something different, Grid Legends, it's free on the PlayStation Network subscription this month. And they also have the KTM in there. They have a Mini Cooper, they don't have the Countryman, especially not a VGT. It's called Vision Gran Turismo for a reason. But they do have the KTM. Oh no, Robe almost touched the dirt there. Almost with a spin. Very good recovery there from the coach. Let's look at that again. As he comes off the assist. Loses the rear a little bit, one wheel on the gravel, and almost lost the car. Very good save there from the championship leader. As the rain increases here, it's a little bit too deep again. So I'll give Robe some. I'll not put too much pressure on him because he's having to adapt to a brand new hardware. He's now playing Gran Turismo in 4K 60 FPS. And if you guys catch what that means, it means that he's upgraded his hardware. Oh, look at him shaking again. So he's having to adapt to a new controller as well. So struggling a little bit, his first race with the new controller in the ring. Staley in the pits, what happened? Staley going back into the pits as he got only 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left in the qualifying. Does he have enough time to set a time? I wonder, as Robe is coming around. I think it's going to be very tight for Staley. Robe is 3S's Onichan currently in P2, storming down the back straight. Man is keeping it close to Onichan. Sorry, I skipped Funchi. Funchi here with track limits. I think I just saw Robe in the map there going absolutely sideways here. He comes across the finish line to set a 52 time. Let's get the replay, because I saw just on the map as he was entering the main straight. One wheel on the dirt. Yep, almost lost the car there, Robe. That was very close. Robe with the pole position, 52.6 at the moment. Oni-chan only 4/10 off, but we know that Robe lost quite a bit of time there with that almost spin. But Melon keeping it very close to Oni-chan. This is the closest he has ever been to this the front runners, the usual front runners. Punch with a 57. He needs to improve now in the second lap. And then Staley, can he cross the finish line in less than 10 seconds? Yes, he can, but I think it might not be enough time for him to set a lap. He might have to start from the pits. Yes, we only have 1 minute 30 in the clock. I think Staley is going to have to start from the back. Oh, look at that! Staley loses the car in the double right-hander, turn 1 and turn 2. He will be starting from the pits. That should not be a massive problem starting in a small grid formation like this. So Robe is pushing, trying to improve his time further. The track is drying up a little bit. Sideways moment for him. No stepping on the grass this time, good. And the time is going to be a 49.6. Oni-chan, looks like Oni-chan had a little bit of a moment there as well, coming off the corner. Improves his time by 2 seconds, and so does Melon. Continues to be 4/10 off the back of Oni-chan. And we have Funchy now coming across the finish line. Is he going to improve his time? Yes, he will, but by how much? It's a 52, it's a 5-second improvement. That's very decent. I think I saw Oni-chan struggling towards the end there. Let's have a look. You can see that before the clock finishes. Yes, same thing as Robe, not as bad. Qualifying results. Let's go Robe with a 49 seconds. Staley here in the chat. Staley Racing. Well, I guess we're gonna start at the back, no problem. It's a small grid and it's a grid formation as well. So not a problem. And the second race of the day will be with reverse grid, so also not a problem for you. But welcome to the chat. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's great to have you here with us. Let's get ready to race. Just checking if everybody is ready. I think they are. I hope they are. Yes, everybody's saying they Melon starting on wets. Jokes aside, there's no wet tires for this. We are racing on sports softs because we are hardcore here in Rallycross GT. We don't do slicks, we don't do wet tires. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's time for Heat 1 in the KTM division in the rainy Croatia Dragon Trails Gardens in reverse. Coach Robe with a pole position starting in 3rd gear. That's a bit extreme, isn't it? Waiting for the green lights. And here they go. Looks like the 3rd gear was a little bit too much as Evil Melon and Funchy get ahead of the coach from the start, but early on the brakes there for Melon. It's a whole shot there for Oni-chan. Great start for him. Robe on the outside is gonna lose it to Melon. Melon gives him the space, but Robe managed to recover 2nd position at least, followed by Melon, Staley and Funchy. Back there to the front, that's Oni-chan leading this pack. Robe goes a little bit wide there, avoids losing the car. Keeps it under control. Melon really close as the water starts to pile up on the track. The sports tires, they can handle wet a lot better than slicks. Was that a little bit of contact there between Robey and Oni-chan? Oni-chan went a little bit too wide there, lost position to Melon and to Robey. We got that locked in the replay. We're going to try to look at that later. We see Staley in the grass now. Staley loses the car just before the hairpin. It's a long race, 20 minutes. There's plenty of time to recover as Robey is now leading the race back in the place that he's used to. He's got Oni-chan chasing, and Melon and Oni-chan, they had very similar lap times. I think Melon is not the fastest guy in the grid on the dry, but it looks like on the wet he seems to be doing quite well, much better than dry, proportionally speaking. Keeping the line very, very tight there on the inside, following Oni-chan really closely, putting up a good fight there, Melon. Let's go on board with Evil Melon as he chases Oni-chan, fighting for P2. Looks on the inside. Is he going for it? Oh, we see Robey going really, really wide there in the dirty part of the track. Struggling with the brakes. All of them very, very cautious with the traction. I don't think they're using traction control, no, only Funchy. Funchy's coming back here. He's changing traction control on and off, or is that just a visual bug? Because the icon for traction control is still on all the time. I think there's a visual bug there. And Staley recovering here, closing the gap on Punchy. Let's go back to the front as Robey just catches a penalty, half a second penalty. That shouldn't hurt too much here in the wet, like you said. It is on the straight where you pay the penalty, which is not great, but it shouldn't be too bad. Evil Melon putting the pressure, not being a nice guy here with Oni-chan. Very close. Funchy not too far back. And here comes Staley as well in his debut in Rallycross GT. As they come down the S's, you need to really be careful with those sausage curbs. The KTM is a flat bottom. If you hit those sausage curbs wrong, you will go into Shadow Realm. Robey's gonna pay the penalty now. How much time is he gonna lose? He's not using the trick of putting the wheels on the grass. Barely lost any time at all. Half a second penalty in the rain. Who cares? Oni-chan still under pressure from the Evil Melon. Still under pressure there. Punchy keeping the gap as well with a 3 second. Actually, Funch is clocking 54. He's clocking the same time as the two guys in front. And Robey with a 53 best lap. Look at him going sideways again into the 4-point left-hander. Using the whole track and sliding around with Funchy. Massive improvement here after qualifying, and Staley is the only other driver to go into 53s. In fact, he's gone to 53.495, only 0.02 of a second slower than Robey's fastest lap of the race. So Staley, oh no, Funchy! Funchy's into the grass. Staley gets past just before the hairpin, the same place where Staley went off-road earlier on. Back to the front here, everybody's now improving their lap times because the rain clouds are gone. Yeah, we passed the 5-minute mark. I think the clouds are clearing up, and the track will start to dry up, so the lap times will start to go down further and further and further. Let's see how Melon can keep up with that. If he can still stay close to Oni-chan. the spray is much smaller in some places. But the battle is still on, back down to half a second gap. Melon launches the car there into the 4-point corner, trying to find a space on the inside. Onichen shuts the door. Staley is 6 seconds behind. He's gone 52 in the last lap. This guy's here gone 51. 51.6 and 51.1. But Onichen lost a little bit of time in this current lap. This is a small grid, but these guys here, they always put up a hell of a show for us. It's always entertaining to do commentary for these guys. They never let us down. Robe in the meantime here, all by himself up front again. 49.6 fastest lap and improving. Melon is able to stay close, but he's not able to get close enough to attack. He's in a slightly different line of the S's. Let's see up to this long right-hander. Can he stay close? Onichen goes a little bit wider. The gap remains the same, half a second. Onichen with a 49.1 and a 48.8 for Melon. So Melon is slightly quicker in this final lap. Staley 49.0 and Punchy 50.2. So Punchy needs to be a little bit quicker, but he is improving massively lap after lap. So keep it up, mates. Don't give up. Robe with a 46.6. Robe is very used to driving in adverse conditions, and he likes his low grip settings. So he's feeling quite at home here. But this battle is still on. Onichen managed to pull away a little bit. 0.8. Very tidy around the hairpin. He's out of slip range. It's up to 1 second now, the gap. Onichen going on the inside line, which is a bit wetter. I'm not sure why he was doing that. But you soon start to see the racing line drying up. Not just yet, but you can see that there are variations. Yeah, you can actually start to see already the racing line getting drier and drier. And now the gap between Melon and Onichen as the track dries up and Onichen's got the grip back. The gap is going up. Now, can Melon keep it up? I heard that Staley was quite a fast guy. He improves his time down to 47.1, which is about the same lap time as Melon is doing. So Staley has got the pace, to challenge Melon. If he wasn't that mistake there at the start, he would have been up in that pack. And Punchy as well did a 51 in this lap after a small mistake, but he's still getting quicker and quicker. It's quite dry here under the bridge. I wonder why. But the rest of the track is drying up as well. Oh, careful, careful. Going deep into the red bit, into the green bit as well. He's gonna lose the car. No, he won't. Punchy managed to counter steer and bring the car back, avoid the worst there in the 4-point corner, but loses 2 seconds in the process. He's using Max Verstappen's helmet, I think. That explains why he's doing bad this weekend. Verstappen apparently did quite bad F1 qualification, so I heard. Robey 43.6. He's about to go even quicker. The track is it's not almost dry, but there's almost no spray anymore, at least on the racing line. So no spray anymore, so that means the track is fairly dry. That's 42.6 now improvement for Robe. Oni-chan is a 43. Melon only doing 45s now. Staley shaking a little bit there on the exit. Lost a little bit of time. Yeah, 48. He's got some damage actually, Staley, so he probably hugged the wall a little bit too much. Beautiful counter steering there from Staley, keeping the car on the track. The gaps are starting to form here as we get past the halfway point of the race. 12 minutes in. Quali seems to be getting stable in the 50s. The track is much right. He should be able to push a little bit harder than that. Yeah, going 1.8 quicker, that's the way to go, mate. There's a right-hand rubber crest, which always gets me. And it's left-right sequence. Here's where we've seen a few people going straight. You can see the tire marks there in the grass. Through the hairpin. Keep it on the inside. So the race line is visibly much drier now. He's going a lot quicker. That's hitting the sausage curb there, but avoiding hitting too deep. The whole track using the curbs as well, but the curbs are still a bit wet. Let's see the time for Funchi. Gonna be a hell of an improvement here. There's a 44.5. This is a solid improvement from Funchi. That's actually much quicker than Staley. Staley's doing a 46.4 during the last lap. Melon with a 43. Oni-chan still there with the 43 from the previous lap. So struggling a little bit still. Meanwhile, Robe, a little bit too deep here in the hairpin this time, but 41.4. Robe going really quick. Parts of the racing line completely dry now, even though we were expecting some seriously heavy rain for this final part of the race. Go figure, the game logics for weather. We're gonna have 4 races today, 2 for the KTM, 2 for the Minis, and I believe all of them are gonna have completely different weathers. So Melon's actually closing the gap. The gap is down to 2.2 seconds between Melon and Oni-chan. And here between Funchi and Staley, what happened? Staley now in P5. Have I missed something? Let's wait for the delta here. Yeah, 8 seconds down, so Staley probably had a mistake and fell down to P5. Now he's gonna have to chase Funchi, and Funchi is getting quicker. It was 44 in the previous lap. Careful there with the curbs are still wet. I think now it's becoming even harder to drive. Oh, look at that, goes a little bit too wide and avoids hitting the walls there. Funchi should have gone into the pits there. It would have been quicker and safer maybe than trying to avoid the wall. He was very close to hitting the wall between the track and the pits, but managed to avoid the worst there again. But like I said, the curbs are still wet, and because the racing line in this game, like when it rains, the racing line dries up, but that's not the racing line that the drivers are taking. That's the AI racing line. So if you by any reason take a slightly different line, that is still wet, and that might have happened to Funchi. Pushed a little bit too much. Well, he went there using the whole track, using the curbs, which are not part of the racing line. Maybe went a little bit wide or too far on the inside and got water too soon. The car understeered into the grass and into the wall. The rain is back. I can hear it, I can see it. Let's go here on board with Oni-chan. You can't really see much of the rain here, but I swear that I saw some rain just now. Passing clouds perhaps? Seems to be some... yes, you can see the rain again here on this more static shot. The rain is back. 2.2 seconds between Melon and Oni-chan. So Melon said top 5 in this race. He's in the top 3 right now. Can he get a P2? That would have been his best result this season. And the rain's picked up proper hard. If you look at it, it's even making like some big splashes. The track is gonna get proper soaked now. Staley now with damage on the rear of the car. I'm not sure he picked that one up now. But yeah, the track is now over the first line of water levels again. Some serious rain here in the final parts of the race. Roby's got a huge gap. Oh, hits the dirt there, almost loses the car, but he's not 3 times champion for nothing. And the gap between Oni-chan and Melon is going down. Just a few minutes left, just over 2.5 minutes left. Can Melon close the gap? Can he get P2 and defeat Oni-chan? Let's go here on board with Melon as he chases that P2. I think we have some heavy passing clouds because the rain comes and goes. You can hear it again. Then it goes quiet. See, I think it's just some passing clouds. Maybe it's not enough water to benefit Melon Man. In there to keep the car on the track. Here at the back of the pack we have Funchy and Staley. Funchy with the 44.7, his best lap. Staley with the 46. Very close to the wall. He's chasing Funchy. It's the battle not to be last. Hashtag not last. Staley is doing quite well in his debut here, considering the conditions. This is not the easiest car track weather combo to race in. So all these guys here put in a hell of an effort. So huge praises to them. Rowe opens the final lap 12. Only got 30 seconds left. I don't think he can open lap 13. Maybe if the track was drier, perhaps 13, even 14 laps, who knows. But in these conditions, I think it's going to be 12 laps. The rain clouds are gone, so I think wetness level stabilized. Oni-chan is safe again in that P2. Melon will not be able to close that gap. But between Funchy and Oni-chan, I think this is the final lap for them. They're not going to open the next lap. Final corner. And then it's going to be Funchy in P4. And Staley in P5. Coming flashing the lights already. Yes, that's the final position for those two drivers that already crossed the finish line. Coach Rowe coming through the S's now. And Melon and Oni-chan still some sort of battle there. Any mistake from Oni-chan, Melon can capitalize. might be a little bit just too late for that now. Final corner for Robe, and that is going to be another win for the coach. 3 times champion already. And here comes Robe to take the win in Dragon Trail Gardens. Here in this first proper wet race of the season. Oni-chan, a bit of sideways moment there for him. Stays out of the grass, and he will take P2. Flashing the lights to celebrate as Evil Melon will take P3. He said top 5, but he celebrates with a flat spin there, and he takes P3 in this race. Well done to Robe there with another win this season. Let's save the replay and let's check the results. It is Coach Robe. That was a 12 lap race, 21.9 minutes in total. Followed by Oni-chan, Melon, Punchy and Staley. Say the same. Well, that was a bit of a rough start, but hopefully I can settle into something. Well, next race is reverse grid, so you'll be starting up front, mate. Take all the advantage you can from that. Let's see what the weather is gonna be like. Also, if you guys can see here, we were expecting some serious rain here from the middle slots, but it was nowhere near as bad as we expected, wanted. I don't know what's the best word to put there, but I was expecting more rain throughout the race, not necessarily just from the start. And we've reset the lobby and it's still pouring. It's good stuff. So we wanted to have a wet round, and we are having a hell of a wet round. Well, it's good stuff for me as organizer, as commentator, but hope it's not too bad for the drivers. Just waiting for the guys to get back on track, and we will put them in order. Melon, just waiting for you. These conditions were different to what I practiced, lol. Well, I think did you see? You did see the conditions, right? But like I said, it's random. You can put rain too from the start, and sometimes you have pouring rain like we had. Sometimes you have absolute nothing. You have standing water at the start, but no clouds. Sometimes you can put rain 5 at the start, and you have like pouring rain, and sometimes you have nothing as well. And this changed, I think, after the update 129, I think it was, where the weather patterns completely changed. Before, if you had weather at the start, you would always have clouds, you would always have rain. Not necessarily standing water, but always have rain. But now it changed a little bit. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it's better than trying to have random weather. Random weather never really works for this. So Staley up front, Funchy, Melon, Oni-chan, and Robate. That will be the order for race 2. Are we ready? The guys had some advantage in the first race because we had a 10-minute warm-up, and they could see the weather development for the first half of the race. But here, they can't. But we know that the rain is quite heavy here at the start. Staley saying ready, Melon say yeah. He said yar, like a parrot. Just waiting for the other guys to give the thumbs up. Oni-chan with the ready. Robe and Funchy, I will assume they are ready. They're not saying anything as well. You don't have all day. Let's go. Still not used to street cars, Funchy saying. Well, welcome to Rallycross GT, man. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's Heat 2 for the KTM's reverse grid. Staley in his debut, the rookie, starting up front this time. He had a good race one, not exactly what he expected, but it wasn't too bad considering the weather. Waiting for the green lights. That was a very short wait there, and here they go. Staley holding on to the lead. It's a very good start from Oni-chan there. I guess the whole shot from P4 to P2. But Roby, look at that move around the inside. Great move from the coach. Staley and Oni-chan almost making contact. Staley loses a couple of positions there. Mellon as well managed to get past. Staley being a little bit too nice, trying to avoid contact. But Roby, great move there in turn 2, I think he was, in the second leg of the double right-hander. Managed to get the jump to the front, and now we are pretty much in the same position that we were at the start of the previous race. Staley and Funchy, they were exchanging positions, so the rain is getting harder and harder now. So this is going to be a patience game. You need to be very careful in the throttle, even if you have traction control, which Staley now has got traction control enabled. Mellon, the veteran, does not. The front three drivers, no traction control for them. This is only rain 2 that we have in the first slot. It's quite a little bit of rain considering it was rain 2. Again, like I was saying to Staley before the race, before the 128 update, I think during the 128, rain 2 would be very, very little rain, but you would have rain. But now it's anyone's guess. It might rain, it might not, it might pour, it might not. You know, so interesting, very interesting. And also very interesting, Mellon keeping up super close here with Oni-chan again, with his high standing water levels. We are on board with Mellon. You can just about see Staley going wide around the outside in the rear view mirrors. Oni-chan avoids the wall. Have more wet races. I think Mellon is doing amazingly well on them. Oh, Oni-chan, they're almost losing the car. As you see, Funchy now up to P4. I think that was after Staley went wide in the turn 1-2 combo. Funchy saying there in the chat, not used to street cars, but he keeps fighting. Oh, fighting a bit too hard there, mate. Fighting with the car, with the track, with the weather. Goes wide. I heard some skidding noise here up front as well. I think I saw some exchange of positions. Oh, look at that sideways moment from Funchy. Proper moment there for Funchy, but managed to hold the car. Lose the position. Let's see what happened here between Oni-chan and Mellon earlier on. Mellon managed to get the pass done. You see Funchy going off in the background there, and then Mellon has a hell of a moment under the bridge there, just before the bridge, and Oni-chan managed to get past again. Then we see Funchy going super sideways, and Staley getting past. That mid sector there is putting up a hell of a show for us. Robey a little bit too sideways there, bringing a little bit of press into the track. And look at Mellon all over the back of Oni-chan. Oni-chan, like for the first time there in the previous lap, really under pressure in this race. And it's nice to see Mellon putting up a fight like this with a driver of Oni-chan's caliber. Let's not forget, Ivo Mellon is a race winner, an event winner rather, we should say, in Rallycross GT. Because winning a heat, winning a qualifying heat, you know, now in the Spring Series, it means something, yes, but back in the previous seasons. Winning qualifying heats was okay. You could be lucky based on the tire selection, but winning in the final, it was something else completely. And Melon put up a hell of a show there in BB Raceway with the Ford Focus, winning that event in the Group B division. I strongly recommend going back and watching the replay on YouTube. If you guys are curious, that was a hell of a race where tire wear was extremely tough for the Group B cars. Not so much for the Group 4s. We were racing GR4s, non-four-wheel drive cars, sports tires, so they didn't suffer as much. Let's see Onichan paying the penalty here. The gap is 1 second. How much time is he gonna lose? 0.6. He lost almost the whole second that he had, but Evil Melon did not have enough space to put the car on the inside, to put the nose on the inside there. So half a second penalty if you have a 1 second lead. Should be able to survive to keep that gap. It's no longer raining, but the track remains well wet. I don't remember the fast. I think it was 41 that Robe managed to do when the track was proper dry. We still see a little bit of spray. A bit of 49 there. These two drivers remain very close. Where is Funchy? Funchy now is 9 seconds back. He probably had another moment in the last lap. We've lost Staley. What happened? We've lost Staley. He got disconnected. Everybody being plagued by connection issues today. We have Pico's missing out on the race, and Vic here telling me he's gonna use his phone, do some like tethering to be able to race with the minis later on. We've lost Staley. It's a big shame in his debut. He was doing really well, putting up a good fight there, regardless of the weather and the lack of experience of seat time in the KTM. But hopefully he will be back next week in Interlagos, the final round of the season. My home track. Could call Fuente's home track as well, as the closest he has in the game to call home. Interlagos, the final round of the season. Silly saying in the chat, oh, connection had a big leg spike and then got disconnected. It's a big shame, mate. It was very nice to have you here with us today. I hope to see you again next week for the finale. If you want to come back and race for the minis, starting in about 15 minutes, you are also very welcome, but I know you have another race after that. I'm not sure if you want to do back-to-back stuff, but if you do, you're more than welcome to join us. Same corner there. Let's see again from Onichan's view here. People going straight, two wheels actually going straight through that corner. Melon really attacking the curb in there as well. I think he was one of the drivers going straight through that bit. Punchy as well. See if he does that again. No, he doesn't. Robe continues to lead the race after a great overtake there in lap 1. He keeps going. Silly saying we'll pass in the minis. No worries, mate. No worries. See you in Brazil. Yes, it's an amazing track. I've actually been there in real life. Well, I've been there to watch F1, to watch Brazilian V8s, some other minor divisions, but I also been on the track on roller skates, and that was amazing. Going down the S and Curva do Sol before the back straight there on rollers is so much fun. So much fun. one day when I go back home, I might see if I can go there with an actual car, with a track day. Proper sideways here for Oni-chan, keeping the car on the track. Again, as the track starts to dry up, Melon starts to lose a little bit of contact with Oni-chan. Let's hope that the rain comes back towards the end of the race. Maybe, maybe not. And Fanchi, the lone wolf, the warrior, continuing his battle here. The racing line is proper visible now. Drying up. So I see why they go on the inside. So that's where it's drying up. A little open there. I see. Oh, sausage curb. Careful. These cars are much lower than a GR4 at least. Maybe as low as the GR3s, but the suspension geometry is slightly different, and I think you might get launched quite high if you get those sausage curves spot on. Same thing as Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca is going to be the stage for the grand finale, the super final, where the top 4 drivers in each division will be meeting up and racing in both categories. 2 races in each category. And the overall driver with the most points will be declared the Rallycross GT Sprint Series Super Champion. Champion will also take home some amazing prizes, including trophy, medals maybe for 2nd and 3rd place, and some miniature toy cars by Tomica. If you don't know Tomica, check them out online. Much nicer stuff than Hot Wheels. Stuff here from Japan. Tomica is basically the Japanese Hot Wheels, but they're more focused on real cars than fantasy stuff. Seven more minutes to go in this race. The track is drying up. I can hear some noise in the background. I don't think that's rain. It's a helicopter, I think. Yeah, it's certainly not rain. I think it's a helicopter going over the cars. Too deep on the inside there, hooking the wheels on the inside of the curbs that almost cause them to understeer and go out into the wall. It's getting a little bit dark here as well. The guy's got the headlights on still. It's the clouds. Robbie is skidding quite a bit there, considering the track is drying up already. It's completely dry actually in the racing line. The racing line is, yeah, there's no spray, there's no indication of any standing water of any level anymore. But as soon as you get into the corners and you change the line a little bit, you have water again. It's not enough because we are on sport tires. They have those grooves. They're okay to drive in the wet. If this was on slicks, then they would be gone. We've lost Funchi. We've lost Funchi. What happened? He was doing so well. 5 minutes to go, we lost Funchi as well. Big shame. We still have Melon, Oni-chan and Robe. Three-way fight here for the finish. 3 men left. This middle sector is a lot drier now, so not too bad for the guys in terms of grip. Melon is keeping up actually. He's still within 3 seconds of Robe. 42.8 his fastest lap, 42.8 as well from Oni-chan. So what happened to Melon is he lost a little bit of grip when the weather was drying up. Now that it's completely dry, he is keeping up still in terms of lap time at least. No, the gap is consistent. And then you have this guy doing 41s. Getting caught up in the gravel trap a little bit. Not hooking the wheel on the inside. He's not using so much of the inside curve in there. And avoiding the outside as well in this lap at least. A little bit of a worse lap of 41.4. And that is because he touched the dirt. Otherwise it would have been even quicker. Until they're struggling with the grip. Ended up having to retire the car. There's no point in pushing the car too much and cause damage. Otherwise you cannot race next week in Brazil, isn't it? To look after the car. Oh no, the rain is back. The rain is back. It's absolutely pouring. That was sudden. Completely sudden. Maybe the guys could see that in the radar. We don't have a radar and it's again patchy rain. Sudden shower and then it stopped. It's quite a heavy shower actually. Curious to see what that would look like in the radar. It could be those very dark color like yellow rain or so. It's a very heavy downpour. Can Melon take advantage of that? It's about the same point as the previous race actually. 17 minutes in where the race started to pour again. Robe opens lap 11. I think this will be another 12 lap race. Pretty sure you can see the rain here again in the corner in the standing shots. It's a little bit clearer. Storming down the straight. Oh, careful Melon. You don't want to step on the grass. It was a little bit too wide. Good entry for the second corner with extra speed. The gap is 3.5. This should be better than that. Not sure if you guys notice, you guys watching, when you have the rain spray, the spray becomes longer as well, depending on the direction of the wind. And also the direction where the spray blows is influenced by the wind direction. Same thing if you're drifting and you have smoke, you can also see that based on the wind direction. Scorpion Jaded 666, welcome to the chat. Welcome to Rally Cross GT. Hello everyone, namaste. Welcome to Rally Cross GT. You are watching here the Heat 2 for the KTM division, round 6 of the Sprint Series. Even Malin struggling to close the gap to Oni-chan. We only have 3 drivers left in this race. A couple of people retiring. Grave Digger joining the chat as well. How you doing, mate? Grave Digger hailing all the way from Australia as well. Oni-chan going a little bit too wide there, getting to the wet part of the track. Or did the track get that wet already with that little rain? I think, yes, I think the track is that wet, just a little bit of downpour there. As we open Lap 12. Melon, no, Melon is slowing down. He does not want to fight another lap. He will slow down and just wait for the clock to finish. Clever Melon, knowing and in pushing. But maybe, you know, maybe Oni-chan could make a mistake. You could steal the position from him. A bit too late now. Gravedigger good, just chilling out this rainy Sunday morning. It's rainy here in the track, it's rainy here in Tokyo as well, and it's raining in Australia. That's a pretty good coincidence, isn't it? That's Melon P3, Coach Robe. Couple of corners left for him. Between him and another double win. I think it's going to be the 4th double win this season for him in the KTM division. He is on fire. How's Oni-chan doing? A little bit further back here. No spray anymore. The track has dried up. Evil Melon seems to be pretty exhausted. How's your back, Melon? Are you feeling better again? And Coach Robe is coming across the finish line to take his 2nd win of the day. His, I think, 4th double win of the season, winning Heat 1 and Heat 2. Absolutely smashing it. Oni-chan coming across the finish line to take P2 again. Flashing the lights to celebrate. Good job to those guys. Very, very good result. And that is Coach Robe with another win. Let's save the replay. And here are the results. Scorp is asking, we are using sports tires. Rallycross GT, we only do sports tires regardless of the cars that we are using. Those were the results for you guys. Sorry, I mispressed there. That's Robe, Oni-chan, Melon. Unfortunately, Funchi with the DNF and Staley also with the DNF caused by disconnect. Staley doing quite well there, keeping up with the veterans in his debut. We're gonna reset the lobby because now it's time for the Group 4 division. So it's not Group 4 anymore, it's the Mini VGT division. There we go, load it up. Scorpion and Gravy, if you guys fancy joining the minis, we got plenty of space here on the track. Let me know if you guys are interested. We start in about 5 minutes. Mini VGT, sports tires, that's it. Melon there, thanks for the race. Let's play again sometimes. No worries, Melon, you put up a good race there. Lifetime within a second of Robe. I called that a good result. Yeah, and you said you're gonna be in top 5. You got top 3 even, mate. Hell yeah. Very good result. Gives the fuel. Sorry. Scorpion Jade is saying, love sports tires, gives a feel when I'm in my rig. Yeah, sports tires are really good fun. It's different feeling completely than the slicks. I think, especially with these cars, racing slicks, it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. It's not powerful enough, these cars. It just becomes silly. Just gonna have a quick break before we start. Then we're gonna have the mini VGTs. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back very, very soon. Welcome back to Rallycross GT. Very short break today. We don't want to lose too much time here before the Mini VGTs take to the track. They are warming up their tires here in this super wet weather. In Croatia, it's looking as wet as here in Tokyo today. My name is Kurt Dunninger, your host today for this round 6 of Rallycross GT Spring Series. And yes, it's raining as well, Funchy, yes, but now you got 4-wheel drive traction. Should not be too bad in saying that. These cars are very understeery. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Here we have Rob on drums coming back. He missed out last week, unfortunately, on the Sardinia race. Very upset about missing that out, but happens, mate. Rob on drums, who is the oldest driver in Rallycross GT, not in terms of age. Well, he's quite old in terms of age, but he's the only driver that's been with us since season 0, back in late 2020. So he's the biggest veteran in Rallycross GT. We have a couple of drivers since season 1 or season 2. Technically, the Spring Series would be season 5, but Rob has been with us since season 0, so absolute gentleman there, being with us for that long. Oh, raining in your hometown as well, Funch. Jesus Christ, it's raining in Argentina, it's raining in Tokyo, it's raining on the track, it's raining there on Gravy as well, in Australia, it's raining everywhere. Scorpion, where are you, and is it raining there as well? Come on, tell us that it is, at least, just so we keep the joke running. John Mitsakos, one of the championship contenders as well. Warming up the tires there. Saw Carter driving with a provisional pole position for the minis. And Tricky Vic, lucky to have him here with us today because he was having some internet problems, like his provider let him down. So he's using his phone, his mobile phone data, in order to play here with us today. So absolute champion there, using his mobile data just so he doesn't miss out on Rallycross GT. Scorpion saying he's in the East Coast and it's not raining, but it was all week last week. Well, disappointed that it's not raining over there. Right, we're gonna give the guys the starting soon notification. We're gonna have another 5-man race. That's good stuff. So East Coast, I think Rob is East Coast, and Melon, who was racing earlier, he's Central US. Bro, it's missing cool. I love loads of clouds. I do like when it gets misty as well. I used to live in London before, and London can get pretty freaking like scary when it gets proper like foggy in autumn, especially if you're walking around Hyde Park in the middle of those trees. Yeah, it's pretty scary. Right, we're giving them the notification. Let's start qualification. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's time for qualifying for Heat 1 in the Mini Countryman VGT division. Dom Mitsak is the first one out of the pits, jumping in front of Socrates. And Vic spotting right in between is absolutely pouring here. Malin saying in the chat that is raining in the northern part of his state with heavy thunderstorms even. Wow. It's a shame we don't have thunderstorms here in Gran Turismo. We can have some heavy rain, but no thunderstorms, no lightnings. What game? Oh yes, Dakar. Guys, if you like some rally, get the Dakar Desert Rally game, the latest Dakar. It's absolutely amazing, and you can have thunderstorms at night in the desert is the craziest, most like dramatic, exciting thing ever. And with that soundtrack of that game, it's pretty overwhelming. It's relentless. Strongly recommend. I might do some live streaming of that at some point. Some Dakar Desert Rally. I'm gonna set up a thunderstorm at night just for you guys because it's glorious. Just started playing Grid Legends as well, and you can have some heavy rain. I didn't see any thunders in there, but you can have some heavy rain in there. Tricky Vic leading the pack, followed by Socrates and Dom Mitsakos. Rob on drums, a little bit too wide there, too deep into the S's, and Punchy with the Monster Energy livery. In P5, these are the 5 drivers in the Mini VGTs today. Big opening his flying lap. Scorpion Jade saying that he lives on the side of a mountain. I see. Had some heavy thunderstorm the other day. Living near the mountains must be a pretty chaotic weather, changing all the time. And talking about weather, looking at the water levels on the track here for the minis, it looks wetter than the KTMs. Maybe it's just impression. Maybe it's like exactly 50% level of standing water in there. But it's pretty grim. These guys here, absolute champions, being here on the track with this type of weather. If this was Formula 1, they'd be like, oh no, we need to have wet tires. Oh no, red flag, please, it's too wet for us. Here in Rallycross GT, we do that on sports tires, on road cars. Punchy there with his wiper turned on. With these cars here, I would probably flick the handbrake on the hairpin, just because. Tricky Vic with a 1 second penalty. Oh, that's gonna hurt his time. Dirty tires and wet track are treacherous. Melon is saying yes. If you go into the grass in this weather, it's really difficult to bring the car back. So Vic with the 1 second penalty, slowing down there. He puts himself in P3 at the moment. Goes really wide there. Loses a ton of time. Falls back behind Socrates and Don right behind. So that's Don Mitsakos in the pole position at the moment. Only for 100th of a second ahead of his cousin, Socrates. Vic there fighting for position with the Greek squad. Gonna try to get that pole position back. He's 7/10 behind Socrates. Punchy, he is very close to Vic, but we know that Vic had a penalty there at the end, so maybe he would be a little bit further back. And then Rob on drums. With 53 at the moment. He's going purple now. I wonder if Rob had an issue in the previous lap. In his flying lap. I see someone with a penalty. That's Punchy. Just behind Rob here. Oh, Vic there struggling out of the hairpin. Practicing some stars there now. Clever. The handbrake and practice some launches with the wet track. You do see the rallycross drivers always doing that before the race. A little bit for warming up the tires, a little bit for practicing checking the RPM that they need for whatever grip levels. Dom Mitsakos coming to cross the finish line while Socrates first is going to improve his time. Right, has run up a little bit. That's a 2 seconds improvement. That's amazing. Don, not so much of an improvement, probably because he was battling with Vic. No improvement for Vic either, and Rob on drums puts himself in P3. Amazing lap from Rob. But in saying that, Funchy jumps all the way to P2. Loads of changes in positions here in the final moments of this qualification. That's Socrates in P1, Funchy P2, 1 second behind. Domitsakos, Rob on drums, and Tricky Vic. So Vic is gonna have to do a last to first here, perhaps. Can he do it? Scorpion saying here, that's more than ever use my wipers, either just distraction. You don't need, I think that the game turns on the wipers automatically if it starts raining, the same way it turns on the headlights. In Dakar though, you have to turn on the wipers manually. You have to turn on the wipers manually, and actually, even when it's not raining, you have to use the wipers to get the dust out of your windshield. When it gets too dirty, you have to, and I drive on the cockpit camera, you have to turn the wipers on to get the stuff out of the windshield. So Funchy put a P2 with a penalty in sector 2 even. Wow. Funchy a contender for the win here, perhaps. Looking very good. So looks like Vic and Don are ready. Let's get racing. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's time for the Mini VGT division. The track is super wet as Soccer of driving gets the pole position, and Funchy puts himself in P2. He said he would be quicker if it wasn't for the penalty. Let's see during the race. It's a long hold and green lights. Here they come as the rain starts pouring again. Funchy around the outside. He goes super deep. Vic with a little bit of contact there. Funchy losing positions. Domitsakos on the inside of Vic. They're side by side. Vic has got space, does not get into the wall there. That's good for him. That's Funchy now to the back of the pack. Unfortunately, he's going to have to recover from that position, but based on the qualifying time, he should have no trouble in doing that. Rob goes a little bit wide there into the midsection. It's Funchy got the pass there on Rob. How did he get that pass? Rob opened the door a little bit just to check who was coming, and Funchy just went like, yeah, I'm here. Just went through it. Very good pass, clean pass as well, to say the least. And look at Tricky Vic side by side with Socrates. They both understeering massively there, like sliding into the corner. Braking and turning at the same time. Vic managed to get the best of it, jump to P1. Socrates remains super close with Domitsakos following just behind as well. These three drivers, they are very used to fighting each other. They've been fighting, I think since season 3 at least, the three of them. I think Socrates joined us from season 2 and Vic as well. Don joined us for season 3 and season 4. Very good start of race. Rob losing a little bit of contact with Funchy, not too much, still almost within slip range. The battle here up front. Socrates and Don. Socrates goes a little bit wide. There are no team orders here at the moment. They are cousins and teammates, but they are fighting as if they're proper rivals here on the track. It's good to see that. She goes wide into the entry of the 4-point corner. Rob goes wide in the middle of the 4-point corner. To the right-hander here. Funch is closing the gap. He's 0.8 only. Funch is flying here in these wet conditions. Looks like the problem was not the driver, it was the car indeed there with the KTM, because he is flying. Keeping up with these three guys up front here is no small feat. These guys are seriously fast. They are RXGT medalists, and they all have won several races in the past as well. So Funch is only 0.7 here. The gaps are much smaller here in the minis than in the KTM division. Oh, hitting the sausage curve super hard. How high the car goes there in the first leg. And they remain super close as Vic holds onto the lead. We still see a few raindrops. The rain has not passed just yet. As they open lap 3, Vic with a 51.0 time. Funch with a 50.0, so Funch there in P4 with the fastest lap of the race so far. The track is drying up, that they're gonna get quicker and quicker, but that's a huge morale booster for Funchy, keeping up with these guys and setting the purple lap times. Rob is not too far back either. Oh no, he's the one the inside. Getting a little bit too keen there for Rob. Gets the wall on the inside. Picks up some damage and he's gonna fall behind. It's not over yet. This is a long race. Don and Socket is fighting back here. Let's see if we can go and see that overtake actually between Funchy and Rob at the start. We don't have on board actually with this car. Let's go good camera. Yeah, so Rob went wide. Funchy capped the inside and went through. Very clean move. Now we have the clock on the top there as well. Just hit the 5-minute mark. 15 minutes left. And this is a 4-way battle for the win here, if you gonna put it like that, because Funch is definitely in the battle in this one. Lost a little bit here now, 1.4, but he's definitely there in the mix. Let's see the lap times now. Vic is constantly racing, looking in his rear view mirror. 48.8. Domi sucks the 48.3 here in P3. Funch, if he wasn't for the mistake, he did a 48.9. So still bang on in the pace. Rob with the penalty. Oh no, goes a little bit wide there. Oh, what happened? We cannot see from this angle. But he again understeered a bit too much and ended up in the wall. Picked up some damage. These cars, they're much easier to control in well, to prevent it from spinning, but they understeer crazy these cars. Oh, we lost Vic. Sorry, Vic lost the lead. We're gonna try to check the replay and see what happened there. Socrates up to P1. Is there any damage on Vic's car? No, there's no damage. Don's got a penalty though. Got the marker for the replay. We're gonna try to see what happened there a little bit later. Funchy is back in the mix again. And the track is drying up. You can see the racing line becoming a lighter color. Don's gonna pay the penalty. Can Funchy make the move? I wonder if 1 second, half a second penalty here makes more difference than in the KTM. 1.3 gap. Let's keep an eye on it. .3 down to 0.9 at the braking zone. Yeah, the half a second penalty here for the minis mean absolutely nothing. Right, let's check the replay. What happened to Vic? So he was already behind here. replay could not catch what happened far enough. You can see Socrates' car jiggling about a little bit. We know he's got very bad internet, and then Vic playing from his phone's internet data as well. Maybe it could be some latency issues. We've seen latency issues affecting the drivers before, causing some weird contacts, but hopefully that's not the case this time. Proper sideways moments for these guys here. How's Rob? Seems to be recovering after hitting the wall twice in one lap. But Rob definitely got the prize for best livery, if there was one. A lot of people making liveries on the GTR, putting like Bart Simpsons or someone else as the eyes and the tail lights from the GTRs. But I think not many people use the Mini VGT. Really good sticker placement, Baby Yoda there for Rob on drums. Let's see his time across the finish line. A little bit off the pace of the front runners, but a 46, that's decent. That's a very good improvement. Socrates is now in the lead, setting the fastest lap, 43.9. Vic is super close. He was coming a bit too quick there. I thought he was gonna make contact. We lost Funchy, now he's 2 seconds back. He's losing a little bit of contact, but he's going a second quicker. Got a penalty now as well. Vic trying to change the racing line, almost compromised himself there and lost the position to Don. Went around the outside and hairpin. Look at Vic, contact there between Don and Socrates. It's going to be a drag race into the S's. Socrates, tricky Vic would have gotten the position there from Socrates, but Socrates got a little nudge from his cousin there, a little boost. And around the inside there, Vic puts the car through. Gets P1 back. Socrates is almost losing the position there to Dong now. Very good move from Vic. He was way too close there. There was nothing that Socrates could have done to defend there. Let's see the replay from here again. What happened? Go side by side. So Don gives Socrates a little booster, and he managed to slot in front of Vic, but he was so close that Socrates was unable to defend. 42.9 for Vic. I think Robe managed to get into the 41s, I think, right? When the track was dry with the KTM. The minis are quicker, especially in the dry, in the wet. Let's see how quick this guy's going. Can they go into the 39s when the track dries up? Is the track gonna dry up more than this? Socrates is well into the battle still. But Domitsakis has lost a little bit of contact, and Punchy is still there. Rob on drums after a few mistakes there on laps 2 and 3. He managed to find the pace. He's clocking 44 there. That's a decent lap. It's only 1 second, exactly 1 second off Punchy's pace. This was a bigger grid. I think Rob would have been like middle of the pack. We're fighting, I don't know, like mid-pack positions. Unfortunately, you know, during as over the course of the season, a few drivers end up pulling out. But there's 5 guys here champions just for being here, putting up this show for you guys. I think this is the most important thing, isn't it? Have fun. Some people take this game a little bit too seriously. You can get too stressed out. It's bad for the liver. It's bad for the heart. Is 4 tenths quicker. Yes, and the track is dry already. So the track is drying up. When I was testing this track before, if it was fully dried up, the minis, they would have to change tires because of tire wear. But I think because of the rain, even now that the track has dried up, it's not going to be too bad. Wet patches on the left side of the screen. Socket is losing a little bit of contact now to Vic. But with only 1 second gap, any small mistake, everything can change. Funch's lap time. Funchy got into the 42s there in the previous lap. Improves further, 42.6. Robbie to the 43s. He's getting super quick as well. Robbie's seriously improving over the course of the season. It's a big shame he missed last round there in Sardinia in the dirt. I would have liked to see his pace in there. So that's a 43.5 for him. So that's now 9 tenths of Punchy. And then we have the other guys up front there. So Funch is now struggling to keep up as the front runners are now setting quicker and quicker times as the track dries up. They're all into the 40s already, 40.3 for Don. I think they might be able to go into the 39s if the track is completely dry. Definitely can. And as I was saying about Melon as well in the previous race, keeping up with Oni-chan, and even about myself, I feel that I am much quicker proportionally on wet than on dry, and I think that's the same for guys like Melon, Rob as well, who's doing quite well in the wet. So yeah, some people just can deal better with low grip and the adverse conditions. That requires a whole different skill level. 10 laps in, 4 minutes to go. This might be a 13 lap race for some, because these cars are quicker than the KTMs. Big through the 4-point corner. He's keeping that gap to Socrates. It's going up a little bit. Is the track getting wetter again? Or is just this part here? They are stepping on the different parts of the track. I think yes, it is raining again. It's pouring. Could have thunderstorms in Gran Turismo, this will be probably close to it. It's getting wetter again, so this is where the adaptability comes in. Funchy managed to put a 42.6 there in the previous lap. He is 4 seconds off the back of Don Mitsakos. Oh no, Rob had a 56 in the previous lap. What happened? Probably late on the brake somewhere, ended up going off again. Vic increases the gap. So Vic seems to be quite comfortable here in the lead now, and this sudden rain doesn't seem to be bothering him as much as the other guys. Don is catching up. Socrates got a little bit more front tire than Socrates got more than Don. Well, but looking at these guys here, Funchy and Rob, their tires are brand new. It's a big shame as well because when I set up the lobbies for the tire wear for this season, again it was during, I think, the update 128 or 129, I don't remember which one it was, and tire wear was a lot more aggressive. And the weekend before this season started, they've changed the tire wear and it became a lot less. So it kind of ruined a little bit the things for me, because I wanted this to be in a way that medium tires would still be viable, because the soft you would have to pit. But then again, there were some races where the minis were completely out of rubber, but they just kept on going without rubber because it was still quicker. It was still like quick enough. So that's a bit of a shame as well. I remember a few updates before where if you got to 0% durability, you would spin. It would be impossible to keep the car going. And that's what I was expecting. I just think that the way tire wear works in this game is not... it doesn't make too much of a difference to run on proper worn out tires. And time loss is not significant enough. Funchy losing a bit of contact here as well, did 48 in the previous lap. 22 seconds left. This should be the final lap for all of them. Here comes Tricky Vic. Through the S's, the rain has stopped, but the track is still pretty wet. Oh, a little bit more there, and he... no, he's not going through the S's. Not yet. I think Rob, yes, Rob will be the only driver who will not be opening lap 12. It'll be P5 for him. But good job there for Rob. It was a very good race from him. Started really well there, but a couple of mistakes. Oh, Vic lost a little bit. 2.8 now the gap. Fortunately, he had a very solid lead. And, whatever small mistake he made was not too bad. Here comes Vic, final cornering, this heat 1 for him. He will take another heat win in the Mini VGT division. Here comes Tricky Vic to take another win, to win a heat 1 here in Dragon Trail Gardens in Croatia, followed by Sok, Art of Driving, and Don Mitsakos, with Funchy taking a P4. Here he comes. There he is. Very, very good race. And Tricky Vic takes this one. Here are the race results. Oops, sorry. Here are the race results. Tricky Vic, Sok, Art of Driving, Don Mitsakos, Punchy, and Rob on drums. Scorpion Jaded saying, lurking, no problem, mate. Thanks for the lurk. Lurkers are the champions of Twitch, the unsung heroes of viewership. So really appreciate you sticking around and lurking your way through victory. Punchy, call it a day. It's time to have dinner. No worries, mate. So you're gonna miss out on race 2. No worries. So that's did not start for Funchy on the second race because he needs to have dinner. I need to have lunch soon. Let's reset the lobby. I wonder if we're gonna have similar weather again. I hope we do, because I did like the rain. Vic saying in the chat there, he's super happy that his Wi-Fi is holding on. That is very, very true. I've back when I was in London still, before I had ultra fast broadband, I think I don't remember exactly what I was downloading, if I was doing like a game update or something, but I had to, still waiting for, yes, they're all ready there, okay. I had to download something. My broadband was so bad, but my 4G was so fast, and I had a lot of unused data. I just turned on the 4G to download the game, and it was like 4 times quicker than my broadband. Funnily enough, so yeah, 4G in the UK is pretty decent. 4G in Japan is disappointing, I tell you that. You know, Japan is a bit forward with a few things, but not others. First lap, never thought that I was in a fight before and had half a second penalty. Yeah, that's a very good start of race, Funchy, for you there in the rank, keeping up with the guys. I think if we had a full wet race, you might be able to challenge for the win. I think end up losing a little bit of pace towards the second half of the race. I think same thing for Rob there. He started really well, really strong, and then losing a little bit of pace. Everybody seems to be ready. Let's go. Welcome to Rallycross GT. It's time for the final race of the day. Heat 2 for the Mini Countryman VGT cars. Rob on drums starting up front. This is reverse grid. Tricky Vic with the win starting at the back. It's another long hold. Here they go. It's a very good start from the guys at the back. They're having to avoid Rob in the front. Don jumps into the lead. Very bad start from Rob on drums. Goes straight to the back, managed to bully Socrates out of the way, almost makes contact with his mate Tricky Vic. There's Rob in P3, Vic in P2, but what a start of race there, very close. Those drivers, Socrates in P4 at the moment, he wants to get to the front as quickly as he can, but needs to be careful not to take anyone out. Rob opens the door there very gently, allows Socrates through. Now Socrates has to chase as the rain starts pouring pretty heavily here. And Don Mitsato is holding on to a little bit of contact. Contact with Vic. Don's gonna go through the grass. Yes, he will. Gets the 4 wheels dirty. Socrates now gets through. Rob on drums. Got the inside of Don. It's a drag race now down the back straight. Rob getting himself in the battle there with the big boys. Really nice to have Rob with us after almost 3 years that we've been racing, running this league here. And I met Rob doing those FIA races back in the day in GT Sports. Him and Melon, actually. Both of them came from FIA races. Socrates is losing a little bit of contact. I think Rob was a little bit early on the brakes there. He does not want to overshoot. Don goes a little bit wide there, actually, in the first corner. Oh, careful with the wall. A bit of a moment there for both Greek drivers, actually, very close to the walls. As Rob on drums keeping up here with the Greek squad. Don going for the move there on Socrates. Sorry, camera playing tricks here. Gonna use the number buttons again in the keyboard. As Don goes up to P2. And look at Rob making the move. Rob going 2 for 1 there on the Greek squad, but he's now on the outside. He's gonna try to get the position back. But Rob almost getting a 2 for 1. He's getting bolder and bolder there. Way to go, mate. May the force be with you. Socrates goes really, really wide there. Handbrakes on. Little bit of contact with Rob. And that's Rob up to P3. Socrates had to use a handbrake there to save and avoid going straight into the wall there in the hairpin. Really good stuff there from Rob on drums. Oh no, that's Shadow Realm. That's damage on the rear. I think that was contact from Socrates in the braking zone. Not exactly what Rob was expecting. I hope he may live long and prosper after that one. I'm gonna start with the nerd quotes here. And up front is all tricky Vic. He managed to get away from the Greek squad. Left them to fight with Rob and with themselves. Managed to get away in the front. So Ricardo Pickle Rick, who unfortunately able to race today down to connection problems. So Pickles, Vic and Rob, they're all part of this weekly challenge called Car of the Week as well. So I think it's Wednesday, but at least in my part of the world, they pick a different car and they do a bunch of lobby races. It's good stuff, you know. It's a way to keep in touch and have some good banter as well. So I wouldn't call them teammates, but you know, they race together all the time. And if you had to form teams here, would be, yes, the Greek squad versus the English-speaking boys. Let's see if Rob can put the lap times in this rest of the race. Let's see if we can get the replay of whatever I had pressed before. Rob going 2 for 1 or just before that. There's the guys battling there. I think it was almost just before the 2 for 1. Yeah, look at that move from Rob. Quality attempt on the inside, but because it is the S's end up being on the outside in the other corner. Very, very nice move there. It's lap 2 even. Should try to make a little clip of that later. With a 2.2 gap over Don. Don's got the fastest lap of the race, 48.2. We expect the track to dry up. Let's cheer up a little bit these guys. Bunches in the chat cheering for, well, saying Vic and the Greek squad, pure pace they had. Yeah, these guys here, they are seriously fast. They all have very, very similar pace. Since season 2, when Vic and Socrates were already racing, and then season 3 when Don joined us, they were always door to door between themselves. But to be fair, all the 3 of them massively improved season after season. Back when Robe joined in season 1, Robe joined in season 1, I think he was. He was not. So it was him and Lion. You probably remember Duke Lion, Funchy. You know, they were the guys to be beaten. no one could stand a chance with them. But now Vic, you know, putting up a fight in a couple of races. You know, Robe is still the league of his own. Oni-chan puts up a fight if the track is right. Oni-chan is another very, very fast guy here, like almost like S tier level. But Vic definitely massive improvements. Even between seasons, actually, I think Vic got much quicker in GT7 than he was in GT Sports. Both Don and Socrates also remaining fast as usual. What happened to Rob? Let's try to get a replay. We just looked there. He had a bit of damage, probably late on the brakes. Oh! Probably too heavy on the brakes there for Rob. Ended up locking up the wheels even with ABS on. And I don't know how he managed to spin the other direction. Like the turn was to the left, he managed to spin to the right. That was pretty impressive. Requires a lot of skill to do stuff like that. Alien pace in the rain, Funchi is saying this, guys. Yes, like I said again, racing in the wet requires a completely different set of skills. Just because you are normally fast doesn't mean that you will be fast in the rain. Or in the dirt for that matter as well. So the dirt is something else completely, but I think between dirt and rain you can draw a lot of parallels in terms of grip level, especially with the four-wheel drives. It works, but the rain still has a lot less grip. But the amount of counter steering inputs that you need for this car is much greater. The Mini VGT still has a very good aero. To be fair, the KTM as well. It doesn't look like, but it uses a lot of ground effect to reach very high aero levels. The KTM, but this Mini VGT's got decent wings also. So, but of course, it's not a GR3 level, and we are on sports tires, so the grip levels will be different in the rain than if you had a GR3 on full wet. You wouldn't be using full wets here. You would be using inters anyway. But I think you get the idea. Dom Mitsako's improving his lap time, but that's Vic with the fastest lap at the moment, a 43.1. That was the last lap. 43.6, 43.7. So they're all into the 43s. Rob had a little incident in his last lap, but let's see how much he can improve. I think he managed to get into the 43s last race, but that was after the track was completely dry. I think Rob was about 2 seconds off the pace of these bad boys. To be fair, 2 seconds off the pace of these guys is not too bad. I think Rob and I used to be about the same pace. Melon as well, but Melon got a lot quicker than me. Rob and I still remain about the same pace. So you can tell why I'm not racing as well. One reason I like commentating, but also, you know, I will be fighting the back of the pack. Socrates and Don still fighting for positions. That's Don in front at the moment. If you guys want to check the league standings, just go to our link tree. There's the link in the chat or the video description if you're watching the replay of the race on YouTube. You can check the standings. So this is round 6. If you guys are not familiar with the rules, we have 7 rounds, 2 hits each. That's 14 hits in total, and you can discard the result of 4 hits in total. It's not optional, you will discard 4 results, so only your best 10 results will count. So from this round onwards, oh no, Socrates with a penalty there. So from this round onwards, only the best 10 results will be counting. So some people missed a round here or there, so that's going down the discard bin. But drivers that have been here on every single race, you know, their worst results will start to be discarded. So that's gonna that might shake things up a little bit in the standings. Don going a little bit wide there in turn 1 or 2, whichever that was. Rob into the 43s now again. Yes, the track is not even completely dry yet, but he goes a little bit wide. We get a better entry in turn 2. Oh no, he goes wide again. Careful, Rob. We're watching you. He's trying to hide there from the camera on the right hand side. Whoever's piloting the drone for this shot here didn't do a good job focusing on the car. Two seconds gap up front. It's gone up now after a chicane. I think the guys closing in the chicane. Socrates 2.3 behind Don. 41.2, the fastest lap. Don Mitsaku's the 40.5. They did not get into the 39s though. Mrs. Rallycross, do you remember the lap times from Robey? Or Robey, if he's watching, do you remember your lap times for the KTMs? I think they were fairly similar. Fairly similar. I remember a 21.3 total race time, at least in race 1 there for Robey. Let's see what this guy's doing in race 2 later. Vic with a 40.0 now. Okay, so that's definitely the fastest lap of the day. 40.013. Might be able to get into the 39s if the track continues to remain dry like this, but I think we should see those heavy showers the next couple of minutes. Vic's going purple again. Can keep that pace. That'll be a 39. He'll break the 140 barrier. Pretty impressive. With the hairpin, 2.9 gap. Not using the handbrake. No one is using the handbrake. Disappointed. Let's see if Rob uses the handbrake. Here he comes to the hairpin. Handbrake. No handbrake. Yeah, these guys are all circuit drivers, not rally drivers. And the time for Vic is not 39. It's not 39. It's a 40.1. Still good. And here comes the rain. Here comes the rain. No. This is Rallycross that one. I've been getting to this karaoke thing now. You know, went to a company party a couple of weeks ago, and if you guys didn't know, karaoke is huge in Japan. Karaoke parlors are literally everywhere, and you know, you have to socialize. You know, you have to be part of the concert. So try singing a few things. I was singing some Iron Maiden. It's good fun actually. Yeah, might do karaoke again in the future. Not live on stream. Not live on stream. You guys remember Atom, just the Atom, the guy that was hosting the Master of the Elements a couple of weeks ago? You know, he used to do karaoke on stream. So if you redeem, I think it was like 5,000 channel points, he would do karaoke live on stream, and you could even choose the song. So it was pretty. Yeah, I'll let you choose the right adjective for that. But he's not the best singer. He's a better driver than a singer. the rain is proper back now as Vic storms down the straights to open lap 11. It's gonna be it. 40.0 is gonna be the fastest lap because it's impossible to improve now with this much water on the track. Rob set in a 42 in the previous lap there. That's very, very decent for Rob. That's literally 2 seconds off the fastest lap of the race. So he did 42. Wow, you know what? The fastest, the last lap, he was on pace with Socrates even. Way to go, Rob. Let's see if we can do better in Brazil. We need to look at the overall standings as well. The top 4 on each division will be going to the super final. I know that we've been allowing drivers to race in both divisions now, so you're gonna only qualify through your best division. So Vic has been racing more on the minis, so he's likely to qualify through the mini results rather than his KTM results, and vice versa for other drivers. So Rob might stand a chance, you know, might go through the super final. Face the guys from the KTMs in Eco Machinery and the KTM guys on the minis. The beauty of the super final is that you both divisions have to drive on each other's cars, and of course you know your native car more than the other guys, so you should have an advantage also based on your finishing position. You will start in front of them as well, so if you are the champion of the mini division, you start pole position with the mini. If you're the champion of the KTM, you start P2 in the minis. But P1, oh no, disaster here for Don. Jesus, he's still stuck there. Still stuck. And this deserves a little bit more than just a little laugh there. Heavy damage there on Don's car. So yeah, as I was talking about the rules there, it's very important the finishing position in the championship because that affects your starting position in the semi-final in each division. And again, you have the advantage, the home advantage of knowing the car, starting up front. So let's see what happens. Rob on drums much quicker in this race. He has open lap 12. Way to go, Rob. Loads of improvement for him over the course of the season and over the course of this race as well. Tricky Vic with a 6 seconds gap now after Don spun out and kissed the wall. Final corner for him, and that's going to be a double win for Vic as well. Another double win. Here he comes, flashing the lights. Not flashing the lights, but he's gonna spin. Yes, he's gonna spin across the finish line to celebrate. Tricky Vic wins the race, and Socrates was stopping there. He wants to give the position to Don, but Don doesn't want to take it. Come on, guys. They're trying to see who will finish in front of each other. There, a bit of like team orders, and that's Socrates that finishes in front. No, that was Don. Socrates hit the wall there in the end and ended up making his cousin take P2 there. If they waited a little bit more, that would have been Rob. Just passing there, storming past both of them like, whoops, sorry guys, stole your points. That would have been quite funny. But there goes Rob, that's P4 for him. Unfortunately, Funchy decided to go have dinner instead of racing with us for Heat 2. Don't blame him, I'm pretty hungry myself as well. But that is Tricky Vic with a double win here today in the KTM division. Well done. We saved the replay, and here are the official results. And that was 20.58. So that was about 5 seconds quicker than Robe was in Hit 1 for the KTMs. So one thing that I really want to do, I might do a fun race after the end of the season, where we put the minis and the KTMs in the same track, like half and half at the same time. We've seen that during pre-season. We've seen Oni-chan in the KTM keeping up with Vic in the Mini, and Vic was actually pretty impressed with that, because the KTM was naturally much quicker, or the Mini naturally much quicker than the KTM, and Oni-chan keeping up there on the slipstream. Ivan Milo saying good show. Yes, these guys are freaking amazing as always. Let's prepare the lobby for the season finale, which is going to be here in Interlagos, my hometown. If you guys want to copy the lobby for practicing reasons, a bit cloudy there. Can be pretty grim weather in São Paulo sometimes. But this will be the stage for the final race of the season. Vic is going to log out there. He's using his 4G. Gravedigger saying multi-class event is always great. I know, mate. With our final ever event in GT Sports was a multi-class between Group B's and Group 4's. And they were quite equal in pace, believe it or not. It was good fun. Unfortunately, you know, GT Sports, those starting bugs where the cars would get stuck, you know, they completely plagued the event. We had to finish it short. It was a big shame, but you know, on paper, great idea. I think all drivers called it a day. So before we finish, we're gonna open some tickets, and then we're gonna find someone to raid. Any recommendations on who we should raid today, guys? We've got a few people streaming Gran Turismo, a couple of those bathtub streamers as well appear in my channel recommendations. I don't know why. Right, let's open the tickets first. Got 3 tickets. Let's see if we can get an engine. Got 2 4 stars. Small pile of cash, probably. Thought we were gonna get the brakes, but fine. Yeah, Manny is on. We might raid Manny. There is someone else called Diamond Lion TV. He's got quite a few watchers as well, 61 watchers, but never raided that person before. Don't know if he's part of any community. I've raided many last week already. Small pile of cash again. Not even surprised, not even mad. And an engine. There's an engine in there, but it's gonna be the Citroen Invite. Oh, it's a camshaft. Is it a special one at least? Not even! Fucking hell. I'd rather get a small pile of cash because at least it's worth 10,000. This is like less than that. Absolute garbage 4-star price. Damonai has a lot of follow bots. Ooh, I see. So I was gonna raid him maybe to get some recommendations and try to get some followers, but it's gonna. And Meow Sparky, do you know Meow Sparky? She seems to be streaming Gran Turismo as well. Let's see what Meow Sparky is doing. Yeah, those follow bots. Yeah, Sparky is good. Let's follow. Let's go say hello to Meow Sparky then. Say hello to her. Or slash raid. Meow Sparky. Raid has been created. Let's go say hello to her, guys. And thanks one more time, everyone, for joining. Thanks for always putting up a great show for us. Those amazing drivers that we have. You lovely guys in the chat as well. I see you guys next week. My name is Gardaninger, your host for today. Thanks for watching.